Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Goodness John, and today I'm going to be showing us how to make a single welt pocket. So this pocket is used for different pieces of clothing. Mostly it's used when you want a neat finishing. So for like suits, jackets, they use it in trousers as well. So it depends on what you're sewing. Just in case you notice a little hairy object bobbing in and out of the video, don't be weirded out, is my little baby. Okay, so now to the video. I have cut out 4" by 7.5 two pieces. This is what we'll be using to make the pockets. Place it on the main fabric. So now I'm just marking out my pocket. So my pocket is going to be 5 inches. So I'm taking out the measurement and then I'll mark out 5 inches on both pieces of fabric. Next, I'll mark half of an inch from the edge of the fabric. So this is going to be where my stitch will be. So half of an inch from going all through the 5 inch mark I marked for the pocket. So and then I'll use a ruler to connect it. So these are the guidelines, the lines that I will be sewing on. So I'll just place these two side by side so you can see what it would look like on the fabric. So then you bring the main clothes you're going to be making the pocket on and then mark the measurement. So I'll be marking 5 inches, which is what I had marked out for the pocket. And then I'll mark the 5 inches on the main cloth and then use a ruler to draw a straight line across. So the straight line is where the opening is going to be. So I'll just mark that across. Next, I'm going to take one piece of the pocket and place it on the line I marked on the main fabric and sew it across on the ½ inch that I marked initially on the piece. And then I'll sew for the top as well. So I'll just go and sew both the bottom and the top, and then I will show us what it looks like. Okay, so I've gone and I've done that. I've sewn both the bottom and the top together. So the next thing we're going to do is to cut, so split the opening. So when we get to say half of an inch to the end, we'll make a V. So that's what I'm drawing on here. So we'll make a V at the bottom of the fabric. So I'll just cut it out, split it, and then we'll see what it should look like. When we get to the V, we will be cutting with the scissors, we'll be cutting, and we'll just get to just where the sewing, so just where the sewing starts. So just be careful not to go above past that point, or not to, it shouldn't be before the point or it should be after the point. So just be just at where the sewing starts, so where the notching starts. So I'll do that for both sides of the pocket. Then I'll show us what it looks like. So when you're cutting this, you have to be very careful because this is where the mistakes. So if it's not looking perfect, if it's not looking aligned, if it's not looking straight, it's mostly from this point. Because if it goes past that point, you're not going to have a neat pocket, a neat welt. So you have to be careful and take your time and use a very sharp scissors so that you're precise in your cutting. So this is what I've cut it for both sides. This is what the back looks like. This is the V, so you can see the V clearly. It stops just at where the sewing starts. So to sew in, I will move the bottom. I started from the bottom, so I'll just move that in and then measure out what, so just use my hand to fold what my welt should look like. So my welt is 3/4 inch, so I'm using my hand to fold the welt, and after I've done that, I'll turn it to the back. So this is my 3/4 inch welt, so I'm turning this to the back so that I will sew that down. So it's going to go to the back, and then I'll fold it down. You have to watch this carefully just so you get it right, and then I'll sew that down. I'll be turning it and showing us where we're sewing it from. Please watch carefully. So I have sewn it down, and this is what it looks like. So I just sewn it down. This is the right side, so it looks like. So I'll move the top piece and then overlap it on the bottom. So the top piece we're not folding, we're just moving it in and overlapping. Okay, so after we've done that, make sure it laps properly. Then I'll move the V in. So move that V that we had initially in, and this is where we'll sew, and this is where we'll sew the 3/4 welt that we folded and sewed initially. Is where we'll sew it on. So we're sewing just on the V, so the straight line. We're not, make sure it doesn't go on the main fabric, make sure it doesn't go anywhere else but on the V. So you have to be careful that you're getting a straight line, otherwise you're going to have a crooked line on your welt. Crooked sewing, it's not going to look neat, so you have to do this carefully and take your time to do it. So I've sewn the V and ironed it. Please make sure you ironing, it makes your work look neat. So I've ironed this down. Now to sealing the pockets, I'm going to get a piece of fabric which is measured 7.5 width, just as our pocket pieces, and 10-inch length. So I'm just going to complete this. So just attach that to both sides to complete the pocket. So this is my piece of fabric. I will attach that at the bottom. So I'm going to be doing invisible sewing in case you I'll just show you guys what implies, or what that means, just so we have a neat finisher. So when you put your hand in your pocket, it doesn't come out with those ends. So you sew one side short and then fold the other side over it. So this is just to give us neat finishing. So I'll do that for both sides, so both pocket pieces, and then after I've joined, I will seal the end. So I've just joined it. It's now one piece, but the sides are still open. So I'll turn this to the back of the pockets. That's the part facing the main fabric, and then trim the upper part, just the upper part of the piece, by leaving 1/4 inch at the top. So I'll do this for both sides, and then I'll fold the bottom part over it, just as you see me do here. Okay, so after I've done that, my welt pocket is ready. Please like, turn on notification bell so you're notified whenever I post a new video. Subscribe to my channel, and I hope this video has been helpful and easy to follow. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section and I will answer your questions. Thank you all for watching, and see you in my next video.